just missed turning the camera on. It had a few thousand crows, and just didn't have the camera on. I thought I had, and it didn't. But there are sort of thinly spaced flights now. There were 3 heavy concentrations. You know, a lot of birds, no birds, a lot of birds, no bird, and probably fields emptying. I'm looking up the river, and I didn't have the camera on for that. By the way, I just didn't. Thought I had it on and didn't. What I'm seeing up the river now, and you should be seeing on the camera, thin concentration, and the birds are flying very, very much lower than they have on other occasions, other nights. Typically, they would be maybe the height of the tree, maybe 3 or 4 times the height of the trees. There'd be that much space above the trees. And tonight, many of them are within the tree line. Just gonna let that run a couple of minutes while I look through the scope. I'm going to pull out their large numbers of crows coming in from a different direction. And I'm not sure these are going to be picked up, but this is a different direction. I'm looking down the cross dike, and large numbers coming in a different direction. I hope that's being picked up. I can't really tell. I hope it is. It's a nice river of crows. And they're go on and the river. They're also going down the other way. Crows are right now. I've got 2 rivers of crows, also blackbirds flying over. But the river is active down the Edisto, and then this is crossing the Edisto, and they're getting closer to my head. And I'm not sure at all that I'm picking these up very well. But they're over my head now. Pretty much over my head. I think I'm altering their flight. Because this very large concentration occurred. It is 5:21. It is 5:21. Large concentrations, and not sure that I got any of that, but it's thinned out some here. I'm gonna swing the camera back to where I had it on the other side of the river and show you what's happening there, and it's been very active the whole time. This river of Crows was they're still going over my head. In that cross river, those are still active, and you probably get some of the noise on the camera. The river of birds going down has lots of blackbirds, lots of crows, and looking up the river, I do not see an end. The birds that are going over my head are very thick, and I'm gonna pull up just to show, and I hope this is not too much movement, but everybody. But here's what we got going overhead, and it's continuing. So both concentrations of crows are showing very heavy movement. It's 5:23, and again, sundown is 6:07 or 8. The movement on the other side down the river is continuing. Both directions are very active. Have been, I guess, now for 10 minutes. Lots of blackbirds. And now we're beginning to see some crows that moved. pick these up, but those crows were coming in the Cross River, and I think probably saw me and moved up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there for a minute. There are no crows flying over my head now. That has ceased for the minute. And what I'm seeing going down the river through the scope, and this is probably not going to show up on the camera, but are large continuous flows of blackbirds. And there are some pretty good sized flocks of blackbirds that might show the blackbird. These were just so far away that the blackbirds are not particularly showing up. I figure the distance the camera's on right now, most of that movement is at least a mile away. Probably most of it is closer to 2 miles away. So it's out there, and the blackbirds just don't show up much at that distance. But with binoculars and scope, they're very easy to see. Now there are a few crows still flying, just sort of like stragglers flying over my head. Not the heavy flocks at all. That movement over my head that went over the cross dike at Basin National Wildlife Refuge was pretty much going from the cross dike toward Block Island. So I think all of these crows are going to one roost. And my guess is near Sampson Island downriver, which is about 7 miles. In the distance, the direction the camera's focused, there are crows flying further away than those that have been flying over there, and very easy to see with binoculars or scope. Not sure if they're going to show. Okay, there they are. That river of crows is a little bit further away. Whoa. With the binoculars, and this may show up I'm gonna leave the camera right there, and there's a large flock of birds, and I don't know what those are. Might be able to. I don't see them on the viewfinder in the camera, but they're there. There they are. I don't know what those were. They were probably crows. I don't know. Those flew from over my head here. It is 5:31. This video. Goodness. Look at that. But the camera may stop any minute because it's. Those are crows. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, they're flying over my head. Tons and tons of crows. And they're coming over my head, crossing the Edisto, and that's what we're seeing. And I'm going to go to the viewfinder and see.